I've hidden my Ethernet right out in the open, and I bet you can't see it. But go ahead and try. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I pulled this off. This invisible cable runs all the way from our living room to our kitchen desk area. And I've always wanted wired Ethernet in our kitchen, but all the walls in our kitchen have fire blocks, which makes the wire drop process difficult. To make our Ethernet invisible, the solution is to run fiber, but just not any fiber because fiber can be quite large. This solution works because the fiber we're going to be using is very tiny and can be hidden along baseboards, door jambs, or corners of walls, which makes it pretty much invisible. Also, if you want to run the fiber through a wall, it only requires a tiny hole. To pull off this invisible fiber run, we're going to use a home fiber kit from a company called Invisilight. To be clear, Invisilight did reach out to me for an honest review of their home fiber kit. So who is this fiber kit actually made for? Well, if you want wired Ethernet in one of your rooms, but you don't want to damage the walls or go in the attic, then this is the solution. This home fiber kit is priced at $249, and we'll see if it's worth it. So make sure to watch until the end of the video. So in this video, I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like about this kit, and maybe what needs to be improved. This fiber kit will run speeds up to 1 gigabits per second with the included fiber and converters. But the fiber cable is the secret to this install. This fiber cable is 600 microns or 0.6 millimeters thick, which is very tiny. And this fiber is a G657B3 bend-sensitive single-mode fiber cable, which is very bendable, and you can even tie this in a knot. This fiber kit includes two 1 gig media converters with power supplies. Each converter will connect to one Ethernet cable, which is provided, and then you're going to run your fiber cable from each one end to end. This connects them both together for a very long run up to 131 feet, which is plenty. This kit also includes two Ethernet cables, some mounting tape, mounting glue, a tool. Also, if you're going to run the fiber through a hole in the wall, it also has those parts right here as well. And one more thing to note, if you want to run 10 gig instead of 1 gig, you can purchase a pair of 10 gig SFP Plus BIDI transceiver modules for under $70. And I'll have links to all of this in the description below. I've broken this video down into chapters so it's easy to find areas to rewatch or skip. Let's get to the installation. Before we install the kit, we need to have a plan. What room or area will need Ethernet? For my situation, it's going to be the kitchen desk. This will be our end point. Next, where is our starting point going to be? Will it be a router, modem, or switch? For my situation, it's going to be a switch under the TV, because this area already has Ethernet installed. Now on to the most important part of the installation. We need to plan our route from one media converter to the other. Okay, here's our plan for our fiber run. Our starting point is over here by the TV. We have a switch there with internet, and we're going to go here to the desk over here. And our plan is to run the fiber cable along the baseboard. Let me show you. All the way down here, baseboard, follow my finger, behind here, baseboard, behind the couch, and then up the sliding glass door casing, all the way up, and then behind the roller there, all the way down. It's a long span down the sliding glass door, and then coming this way, back down the casing, and then behind here, baseboard, around the corner, baseboard here, take a right turn, baseboard here, and the end right here, very end, baseboards all the way here, back of here, and go up the cabinet here, and run it to the desk, the kitchen desk. And that's the plan. Remember, before you start, you need a starting point and an end point, and then how you're going to get there. And the best way to do this is going to be baseboards, casings like this, and through doors if you need to go through doors. Once you have the plan, you can start the installation process. And the next step is to set up both media converters, one over here and one over here. All right, the first thing we're going to do is plug this into power, which I've got right here. Got a few extra power outlets there, and this brick is kind of large, so it's going to take up actually 3 spaces, unfortunately, it looks like, huh? Crazy how these bricks take up all that space, but that's how it is, man. There we go. Let's check for power. And we have power right here, so yeah. And make sure you don't look down the inside this. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is plug in our provided Ethernet cable to our switch. This is already connected to the internet, to our network. So he's simply just going to plug this in here, like that, and then go ahead and plug it into here, like so. Okay, now we're going to install the second media converter, and it's the exact same setup. Power it on, and connect an Ethernet cable. And now we can connect the fiber cable. And make sure to connect the thin fiber cable and not the thick one. The thick fiber cable connects to the other media converter. Next, connect the fiber cable by snapping it in. Alright, this is the location right here, so I'm going to go ahead and double-side sticky tape this to the wall. That way it's secure, it's not going to move. And guys and gals, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and help me get to 100,000 subscribers. That. And I'm just going to stick it right there. There we go. It's not going anywhere. And this way, when you plug the Ethernet into the module, it doesn't move around. Alright, this looks really good, and it's not going anywhere. Okay, next we're going to install the fiber module. Alright, we're going to install the box right here, right below the location of our switch in the living room. And so it looks like it's pretty level. I'm just going to mark. This fiber module only attaches with 2 screws. And just a heads up, you don't have to install this if you don't want to. This box is designed for the excess fiber that you don't need. And by the way, these have to be the world's cheapest wall anchors. When I tried to hammer them in, the anchors basically bent, but somehow I got them to go in. And I'm surprised they even worked. So now we attach the box with 2 screws, and that's it. And guys and gals, if you made it this far, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notifications. Thanks. Alright, the fiber box is installed. Now it's time to install the fiber cable. This is a 2-part installation. The first part is we install the entire fiber run with tape only. This will give us an opportunity to make changes if we need to. So apply the tape every 1 to 3 feet and at all corners. You want to make sure the fiber cable is tucked away in the corner of the baseboards. They should almost appear invisible. Invisilight did supply 1 sheet of these tape dots, but it was not enough. Invisilight should supply at least 3 sheets of these tape dots, especially for the longer runs. This taping process is very easy. And the only tricky part is the corners. At this point, I'm running out of the blue tape dots. So now I'm going to have to use masking tape. No big deal. Running the fiber cable across the sliding door casement wasn't too difficult. As a matter of fact, I'm only going to tape that area and not even glue it, because no one's going to see it. So at this point, I'm just doing the masking tape every 3 or 4 feet. And surprisingly, this fiber cable is pretty easy to work with. I had no issues. So now I'm on the home stretch, and I'm going to tape it all the way to the fiber module. And then I can install the fiber spool into the module. You want to attach the spool to the module with enough slack so the fiber can connect to the media converter. So make sure to leave enough slack. You don't want the fiber connection to be too tight. This home fiber kit includes an alcohol swab to clean the ends of the fiber tips. Now snap in the fiber and we're all done. All I have to do now is use this to glue it all down. I'll do that in a little bit, but I want to test it first to make sure this does work. I plugged in my network tester from NetAlly, and we have an IP address and we have 1 gig link speeds, so we're all good. And now it's time to glue down the fiber. So according to the directions, you want to run a small bead of glue in the corner of the baseboards or the wall. And use your finger to push down the fiber into the glue. I have to admit this part was pretty messy, and I should have used gloves. But the process is pretty simple and straightforward. And my only issue with this glue stick, there wasn't enough glue. Just like the tape. Or maybe I just used too much glue. I don't know, whatever. But extra glue and extra tape would have been nice. After I glued down all the fiber, I waited about 4 hours. And then peeled off all the tape. And here is the finished product. And it looks pretty amazing. You can't see the fiber at all. Alright, the fiber kit is fully installed. And we're currently getting 1.1 gigabits per second, which is faster than the max speed of this kit. Pretty impressive. So now let's talk about what I like about this kit, what I don't like about this kit, and maybe some changes they can make. The first thing I like about this kit is ease of setup and installation. It's a breeze. The only hard part is laying the wire down, taping it, and gluing it. But setting up the media converters is super easy. The second thing I like about this kit is the hardware. It's solid and well built, and the fiber is high quality. Nothing about this kit feels cheap. And the third thing I like about this kit is that it's upgradable to 10 gig, which is great. But what about the things I don't like? I was really hoping this would be faster than 1 gig because I have a 2 gig fiber connection. So this kit does not maximize my connection, and that's kind of a bummer. And the third thing, there wasn't enough tape or glue. With shorter runs, it shouldn't be a problem, but with longer runs like mine, there's going to be an issue. And I ran out of tape and glue. Other than that, for $249, it's a great deal. So guys and gals, if you need a wired connection in a different room, but you can't access the walls or the attic or the ceiling, then this is a great option. And of course, all the product links will be listed below. I'm Michael Scott. Thanks for watching. And make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And for God's sakes, smash the bell icon. And I'll see you later.